Hello there, and welcome to Sling Paint Gaming, hosted by Recon Specialist TV. I'm Patrick,
And I'm Padre.
and today we're going to be unboxing two tanks today with the expansions of the Valentine and also the Lee tank. We're going to go right into it. What are the upgrade cards? What does the tank look like? And what to get out of your tank? And maybe a little history of the tank, too. To give you a background and also, what you can do with this thing on the gaming table. So, sorry. Hard getting it out of this pack sometimes. There we go.
Is it easier than other games to get out?
Yeah, actually, because they have a
Okay,
nice little snap opening, and that way I
which
don't
is
have to cut
great.
into it. That is true. All right.
Because some miniatures, when you buy them, you basically have to perform surgery to get them out.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So, right there, we've got the Valentine tank. It's got
Ooh,
one survivability, one mobility, four firepower, four initiative, four hit points, free crew.
yeah, yeah. The one thing I really don't like about that is the one mobility.
Yes, so it is a very much slower tank, and you will see it says light tank right here. It's half true. But let's flip it over. With this tank or a light tank, when you are shooting at an enemy tank and this light tank happens to be at close range of that enemy tank, you get +1 attack, which is
Which is
pretty
good.
good. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And this also has Arrow Shot, which changes a crit to a hit, and Fortress. I wish they called it Mobile Fortress, but it's Fortress nonetheless. When this tank is the target of a side shot, do not subtract a defense dice, because this thing was a mobile turret back in its heyday.
So no bonus for you.
Exactly. All right, let's get right into the
And
upgrades. I'm excited. You're excited. What do we got, Padre? What's the first
I'm
one?
very excited. That is going to be the QF 2-pounder Mark 10 for the Valentine. What this is going to do is it's going to take your firepower down one, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because it's going to increase your initiative by 4 points, thus taking your tank from 4 to 8. And there's upgrade cards that you could still put on there, possibly get you up to a 10. And if you do that, chances are you're going to be firing sooner in the shooting phase than other people. And you're going to need that, especially being in a light tank.
Absolutely. I mean, not for movement, not for shooting, just +4. Just take it for
Yeah,
one
there
point.
you go.
All
Have at
right.
it.
Next
Yeah, a
up.
1 point increase like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Here's the crew. Unique Philip Young, a good old fashioned Brit. He is the loader. So this guy is loaded up, by the way. Safe stowage, +1 during the shooting phase. So we're already at a 9 for shooting as well. You can discard him.
Okay, which is good.
Yeah, you can discard him to cancel an ammo damage critical card, which is actually, we learned the other day, that's pretty significant. And then
It's
also
bad.
repair. This tank may make this tank may attempt to repair an additional critical card each turn. So with 4 health, the chances of crits coming up are pretty significant, and you can just,
Philip's a good bloke.
yeah, you can just repair some extra stuff, and he doesn't have to go into this tank. He can go into other tanks.
Yeah,
All
which
right.
is nice. Which is nice. Other British tanks.
Yeah, for all of you World of Tanks, the video games fan, you should know this by heart. The Sixth Sense. I see dead people, basically, with this card. Or dead
I
tanks.
I I make dead people with this
Exactly.
card.
For 6 points, you get to move at the start of the shooting phase if you roll a hit or a crit. Just one move. It doesn't increase your movement, but wow, will it make
Yeah,
if it could make this tank extra mobile, and also it'll get you those side shots, or it'll get you into close range, triggering your light tank ability. So 6 points, but wow. I definitely want multiple copies of this card.
that's worth every 6 points. That's worth
Exactly.
every point there.
Yes, it is. I
You're
think,
gonna
yeah,
get
they
good
definitely
economy.
they priced it appropriately. All right, what's GMC putting in this thing?
Well, we're gonna increase our abilities with our engine. We're gonna have a little bit more get up and go. With this card, it is going to increase your initiative during the movement phase by 2.
So I
2
lost
extra.
count. What are we at?
Yeah, so your initiative, during the movement phase is going to be a 6.
No, so if you just equip this guy, yeah. But with the lighter barrel, the quarter pounder with cheese there,
Oh, yeah,
you
so now you're at 10.
yeah, try to keep track there.
Yeah,
I lost count 9 and 10. So you're 9 during the
yeah,
shooting, 10 during the movement. Uh,
and just a tip for you guys, take a sheet of paper and write down which one of your tanks is shooting first and in what order. We learned that
Absolutely.
the hard way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then the last but not least, fill tanks with CO2. One
Oh,
point, but what does it get? Let me zoom in here. Cancels a lucky hit critical card, which for those of you who don't know, lucky hit will just do 2 damage right out of the barrel.
Ping,
There's nothing you
and
can do about it.
if you're healthy and you get that lucky shot, you're not that healthy. You've
Yeah,
only got the 4 hit points. You gotta do whatever you can to mitigate your damage and try
and
to get this tank to last this game,
yeah.
which you
So
can do.
with Philip and with the fill tanks, you're gonna be either resolving a lot of crits or canceling a good one to keep this guy
Yeah.
alive. I mean, you want to keep all your tanks alive, but if this one is sitting there at range 1 of things, you want to keep this one alive as long as possible. All right, let's take a look at the
Oh, look
tank.
at that pretty tank.
We get it into camera view. Hold on, this is where we edit it out. There we go, and
Yeah, it
boom.
looks good. It looks really nice.
So here we
Though
go.
though I do think the turret looks a lot like a Tiger turret.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger because it is 4 attack power right out of the box. Um, there is the lighter barrel, so it doesn't compensate for that, but still, it's such a tough looking tank.
Yep.
I mean, size comparison, here's a medium tank, the Stewart. Like there you go. It is basically the size of a medium tank, but it's a light tank.
Yep.
Um, and I mean, just to talk about it for a quick minute, this thing was given a very small engine, 136 horsepower, which was only 12 horsepower per tonnage in it at the beginning. It was heavily armored, so it was moving slow, and it was basically so troops could walk behind it and
Yep.
protect themselves from other light tanks or light artillery. Um,
Yep. It was for basically support of infantry.
yep,
It was infantry support. You know, let's go out there. We're going to spray with our machine gun. We're going to let loose with our cannon. And you guys follow behind. When we get close to the objective, you guys run in front and start shooting people. And
exactly.
great tank for that. It was a fantastic vehicle. And the tactics that these crews came up with to to mitigate their damages that they would be taking to do everything that they needed to do. It just goes to show you just the common bravery that these guys had, you know,
Absolutely.
because they did some crazy stuff,
And for those of you who know, includes free in-game code for your World of Tanks. So if
which
you,
is nice.
yeah, and also when you go into the World of Tanks video game, it'll immediately show you the World of Tanks miniature box and say now you can purchase this game as a miniatures, which I think was so cool. And then you immediately
Yes.
can use the code. I believe they're giving out the free code um, elsewhere as well, just for them being awesome. But then there's also private codes in each little box that give you an extra tank or two, or extra upgrades, or just give you extra things for the video game
Yeah.
because the video game is absolutely a ton of fun.
Yeah. I think Gale Force Nine has been very generous with what they put into this expansion. This is just a nice little expansion. I like I like the Valentine. I think if you want to throw that into a platoon, you know, you could actually just take this Valentine, park it somewhere on the board, and just let it sit there. You know,
Yep.
fire off your shots, and you know, if you're not moving and you get lousy dice, which has
Mhm.
happened before, right, Patrick?
Hell, yes, it has. Absolutely.
And to have that ability to re-roll the dice is just magical.
Yep.
It's just magical. And it's a good tank. It's got a good build. It's got a good look. and throwing it onto the mat quickly right out of the box is going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to dive right into the M3 Lee. This tank actually is incredibly interesting for this game. I never got to play with it in the original Tanks miniature game, but this is now World of Tanks. So we're going to go right into the upgrades and also the tank card itself. So here we go. The M3 Lee assault gun. So medium tank, same cost as the Valentine, and of course more mobility, but all the other stats are fine. But the assault gun keeps it at the 33-point cost. But look at that crew. You can fit
uh,
6 into
you
this
mean
guy.
all six of them? Yeah,
Yeah, 6.
it's like a land frigate,
So
is
I
what it is.
basically I believe you can equip this thing with like 16 upgrades because of the crew and all the other
Correct.
upgrades. That's incredible. 4 health, and yeah, let's flip that to the Americans. Of course they can fit 6 into this thing. So, medium tank, of course, we know you get to reroll one of your attack die when shooting if it's a blank, and it's an assault gun. That's interesting. Well, it's an assault gun, but it has a turret on top. This tank has restricted line of sight and fixed field of fire. And you get to look at it, even tells you where the page, which page it is in the rule book. Thank you, Gale Force 9.
Yep.
That's a
No
great.
more. Let me go find it. No
Yeah,
more. Know exactly where to go. Brilliant
exactly.
idea on that card.
All right.
Brilliant idea.
Now, this is where the tank gets super interesting. Immediately,
Yes.
you get the gun. So, can you see that one, Padre?
Yeah, that's a 37 millimeter gun, M5/M6.
Yes. And what does it do?
While attacking, this tank I always like when they say may, you get a choice. You may take a -1 firepower to ignore the assault gun rule.
Yeah, so that mobile turret at the top, you get to use it if you want, and you just
That's
had
right.
to take 1 minus attack. So
So
even if
you're
you,
throwing 3 dice,
yeah,
but, "Oh, you're in my side? Not a problem. I'll
yep,
just turn this turret up here and let loose. I
exactly,
don't mind taking a 3 dice attack. I'll take 3 dice. Heck, I'll take 2 dice as long as you're shooting."
exactly. Another nifty card because even if you do drop down to that 3, you just you take your adrenaline with adrenaline rush. It's basic, it's a crew, and it's a loader. It is +1 attack while in the red. It does only have the one red, but sometimes that tank will just sit there at that 1 if you play it right, and bada bing, bada boom, all of a sudden it goes from a 4 to a 5, and then if you try to
Yep,
flank it, it's still a 4, and that's for
yep,
1 point. That is
and
worth it.
that's a nice card too. That's
All
a nice
right.
card too.
Are you able to see the uh, cyclone filters there, Padre?
I believe so. Now this is, if correct me if I'm wrong, this is a 3-point card.
Yep.
You're gonna get a +1 initiative during the movement phase.
Yes.
Uh, let's see the role of, you know what? No, I can't see that. My computer's
Ah,
doing bad thing, Patrick.
interesting. It's glad that we have these cards here. So you reroll a failed repair roll when repairing an engine fire critical card. So
Ah, nice.
so this like there are a lot of cards in the core set and also these packs like this. So if you already took up a slot with something else or you don't want to take a fire extinguisher or you don't have enough fire extinguishers, you can throw this card on here and it allows you to reroll your
Right,
engine fire critical card
right.
specifically.
Which fantastic.
Yeah, so basically you're just moving upgrades around, making stuff fit where it can.
Yep.
And then last, certainly not least, Dead Eye. It's a basic crew. It's a gunner, and it's draw 2 critical cards for the first critical hit scored by this tank each turn. The shooting player gets to choose one of these cards and apply it and discard the other. 5 big ones. So
So I have to make a decision between a 0 damage or a uh, ammo damage.
exactly.
Let's see which one. Oh, and you've got a whole bunch of ammunition on your tank. I
Yep.
guess I'll go this way.
So I mean that's going to be huge for tanks that
Yep.
like to cause criticals. Um, and all of a sudden you're just choosing which one. And again, that's not this tank specific. That's any tank that can
Yeah.
roll or take an equipment upgrade. So there we go. This thing is
And the
cool.
fact that it's got, 2 bloody cannons on it,
Yeah, they also
one
include
has a slight traverse and the other one's got a full 360,
yeah, they
It's
they
like
also got the nice little turret on top. I mean, that's why there's 6 crew in
yeah,
here. There's 3
yep,
guns on this thing.
and it's almost like that mega tank from Indiana Jones that had, the
Yes.
barrel sticking out the side and
Oh,
and everything going on with that. Uh, yeah, it's a
so
boxy little tank, which is why, your survivability is a 1 because,
yeah,
they weren't really working with the angled armor or anything yet at this time. This was just, let's throw this out there. It was a riveted hull, for God's sakes.
yeah, and they definitely put that detail in there, so you can actually tell this little gun right here does not move very much. It just rotates left
Yeah,
and
it's
right, maybe up and
very
down a little
limited
bit.
traverse on that tank.
Yeah, there's
Very
all the
limited.
rivets in all of its glory. So they definitely put some detail into this.
Yeah,
Nice little shovel in the back.
yeah.
Um,
And the tow cable is on there.
yep,
The separate storage box. I really do love the detail that they put into the models.
absolutely. So I mean, there you have it. There's the Lee tank. There's the Valentine. Um, I I would recommend going out and buying these. I mean, if not for
Buy
the
2 or 3 or 4.
well, if that's the great part. If not for the tanks, you're doing it for the cards. If not for the cards, you're 100% doing it for that tank.
Yep.
They're both amazing looking tanks, super amount of detail.
Well, and don't forget, Patrick, I mean, though it's fun to mix the nations into one mega platoon,
Yeah,
if you want to play a nation v versus nation, you can. That
still
the
can.
rules say go for it. I mean, the rules that they wrote for this game are very open for us to really customize it to our play styles.
All right, there you have it. The Valentine tank and the M3 Lee. You can go to Gale Force 9, order online, or go to your local gaming store and ask them to purchase it for you, and it'll ship right to the store. You pick it up there. Um, that's it for now. Thank you again for watching our video. Please click on the like, subscribe, and share button below to help build the channel. Thank you to all of our Patreon members. Your devotion to us, it's driving us to do more content all the time, and we're going to keep bringing you as much as possible. If you want to join any of our social media accounts, you can see them above and in the description below are the links to each of them. You can join our Discord, our 2 Facebook channels, our 2 YouTube channels. We go live on Twitch Saturdays and Sunday nights. And you can also go over to our recontokens.com webpage where you can buy all the latest and greatest tokens for all of your favorite games. And if you don't see them there, go ahead and email us at recontokens@gmail.com and we can build a custom token, or we can even incorporate your logo into the token and you can play with them, use them as any type of marker. So thank you again and have a good day.